Recruiter here, the headless headhunter, getting you ahead of your job search by reviewing your resumes. The resume we have up first is I don't know. This is the problem. They are an entry-level software engineer, and the most common problem that entry-level software engineers have, and some senior engineers have, that stops them from getting a job and interviews, because interviews lead to a job, is they did not pick a stack. So software engineer hiring after college, I don't know why this is, I just know that it's true, is entirely based on your stack. You are full stack, you are backend Python, backend Java, backend C#.net, or front end. Yes, there are others, I want to be clear, but you're probably not going to get a job from those because Ruby on Rails and like COBOL, they're rarer. So if it's not one of these, you're probably not going to get a job. So I imagine the problem with this resume is they did not pick a stack. So since I do not know the qualifications for all of those off the top of my head, what I'm going to do is roll a 6-sided die, and whichever one it lands on, that is the stack that I'm going to review it as, because all of those have different qualifications. So what did it roll on? It rolled on 1. We are reviewing this as a full stack software engineer. But you may say, Lee, I'm not a full stack software engineer. I'm a Python developer. And I will say, cool, you didn't tell me. And that's why you're not getting any jobs. And that is a very, very critical part of the process that you need to do. Also, this goes for everybody, not just software engineers. Your resume needs to be tailored to a job title specifically. If it is not titled to a job title, you will not get an interview. Every resume is based on a job title. Now, some job titles mean different jobs. Software engineers need to be more specific, so you pick a stack, but this is what we're looking for. So, can I find these qualifications for a full stack software engineer in 20 seconds? Let's go. Those are TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, GraphQL, SQL, React.js, API, RESTful API, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functionally, .NET or Python or Java, and a bonus points for architecture, extra language, Git, and DevOps. You may ask, why 20 seconds, Lee? Because that is how long recruiters have to look at your resume. So go. Okay, education we have. That's good. Contributed to reinforcement learning by creating what is this? Okay, Python, fine. A little bit of AI is okay. Nothing else there. Architect and deployed. Azure Cloud. Okay, so that's cloud. And CI/CD. Cool. So I would completely reject this because it does not have enough for a full stack software developer. Again, I only really found Python, a little bit of AI, which I should add to the bonus. AI is a bonus. And CI/CD. And that's basically it. So, what did you write? Maybe that will change what I was going to say. I have been applying for almost 9 months and have gotten 0 interviews. I spam applications, but I legit get no interviews. I've gotten my resume screened from a lot of people who are working, and they all like my resume. Yeah, but they're not recruiters. People don't know what resumes are good or not until you're a recruiter. But it hasn't gotten me a single interview yet. Okay, I am lost. Well, here is where I'm going to help you. For one, this is not a full stack developer. Now, maybe you're not applying for full stack roles. Maybe you're applying for AI roles, right? That's fine. That is something that can be done. That is an AI engineer. So what I would look for in an AI engineer is, again, different. So this is what I'm looking for in the qualifications for an AI engineer. So AI, NLL, Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch, which you did actually have. So you actually had these two, right? You did have this, so that was good. Cloud, I think I saw Azure. That was good. SDLC, CI/CD, I think I saw CI/CD, so that counts. And then I need like NumPy and R and MATLAB, DevOps, one of these, so Agentic, LangChain, Skibbity-Learn, and how you can explain complicated stuff to non-tech people. And I did not find enough of those, right? Like, your sentences are bad. This is not a good resume. So first off, your formatting is not the worst, but it could be better. This is what you want your resume to look like. This is how you template it like that. This is on my website. It is free to download. So first off, nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. Second off, this should be one line, right? This should be one line, and you don't need this underline in between education. Everything down here, everything here should be 10.5 Arial with 1.5 spacing. So then we get into the real problem with your resume, which is the bullet points. And the problem is you have almost nothing here, right? Like, I don't know what you're going for. You fill your resume with architect and deployed migration strategy for 30 plus legacy deployment, sanity check processes to Azure. Okay, I'm looking for Azure. Reducing deployment time by 45% and 90% of manual CI/CD. What does that mean? We're not looking for that. I challenge you, viewers at home, to find a job description that specifically says we need you to deploy migration strategies and sanity check processes to Azure, and we want you to reduce deployment time by 45% and automate 90% of our CI/CD pipeline. I will challenge you to find that. The user that can find that, props to you, right? I will admit maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I could ever find one of those roles that actually ask for that, because that's not what they're asking for. You're trying to impress me, bro. And I'll be honest with you, resumes don't work when you try to impress people. Resumes are terrible at impressing people. You cannot use it to impress the recruiter or the hiring manager. You have to use it to show the bare minimum qualifications in a easy to read format that shows how you did it, the reason and result of you doing it, and where you did it. And if you don't do that, that's not a qualification. So, how you fix this? Formatting, yes, aside. The second thing is, I need you to pick what you're doing. You may need multiple resumes. Are you going for a AI engineer? Are you going for a full stack dev? Are you going for a Python role? I don't know, because this does not have enough for any of them. So pick a role. And if you need to make multiple resumes, you can make multiple resumes. Pick a role. And then fill in your resume with stuff that role specifically requires. That is how you get a job. So the third thing you may need to do, and this is something I'm not able to check from this, is when you apply. There's a lot of misinformation about ATSs. People think, oh, you need to be ATS compliant, and then you need to be recruiter compliant, and then you need to be hiring manager compliant. That's not it. That's not how any of that works. All you need to do is apply fast and early. All right, ATSs sort people on a first come, first serve basis. And once recruiters find enough people in the order they applied, they stop looking. Now, sometimes we find them after 35 candidates. Sometimes it takes us over 250 applicants before we find enough. But once we find enough, we stop looking. And it's ordered in the order you apply. So be fast and quick with it. So please also, what you should do is like, comment, and subscribe. And if you ever need more help, you can join me on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. But for everybody else, we're going to the next resume. This is a resume of a Java software developer. So what we're looking for in a Java software developer is Java, Spring, Spring Boot, SQL, RESTful API, microservices, OOP, other APIs, Maven, Cloud, Architecting, SDLC, MongoDB, extra credit for Kafka, Full Stack, Agile CI/CD, Hibernate, DevOps, Docker, and probably AI. Again, I think AI is going to be a bonus for almost everything going forward. Unless you're an AI-specific role, they'd probably want to see a little bit of it. So, can I find that in 20 seconds? Let's find out. And don't need anything here. Can't use anything here. All right. Certificates, can't use that. All right. This develop scalable, RESTful. Okay, good. Microservices for Java and Spring Boot. Okay, good. Automated CI/CD pipeline. Good. With Cloud. That's good. Increased code coverage. No. So that was about 6 things. Is that enough to move forward with you? I don't know, because you did not tell me like any other details, to be clear. You just put in this resume. Please give me details. It helps me. So what did we find? We found Java, right? That's good. We found Spring Boot. Good. We found CI/CD and Cloud. Good. And we found, I think there was one other thing. No, that was it, right? Did I miss anything else? No, that was it. So yeah. And RESTful APIs, which is good. No, you said RESTful microservices, not RESTful APIs. So that's not enough to move you forward. That's not bad, right? That's like a 50% of what I need, but I need 75% of this gone. And the problem is you did not give me 75%. You only gave me about 50. So let me tell you how to fix this. So first off, this person probably didn't dox themselves, but just in case, a summary section is not needed, right? This is completely useless. You can delete it. This is completely useless. You can delete it. Where's your education? Maybe you didn't get it. That's fine. And maybe your certificate was it. Is that useful? I don't actually know. Probably not for this type of role. So where is your education? There it is, all the way at the bottom. Guess what? I would have missed that and assumed you did not have it, which would count against you. So you need to put your education up top. This is mostly, well, partly a formatting issue. So this is how you need to write your resume, all right? Education here, and then certificates under this part. And then start with the work history. I do not need a summary. I do not need a skill section. If you have a skill section and a summary, all it can do is really hurt you. So then we get to the actual bullet points. And the problem is you just did not give me enough, right? This is the new meta of being wrong in resume writing, is everybody puts to like a percentage. I don't know who's spreading this rumor, but I need them to stop, because your bullet points are not better by increasing operational efficiency by 15%, or post-deployment defects by 30%, or increased code coverage by 87%. I don't think I've ever seen a single job description that would ask for any of that. And if a job description does not ask for it, it is irrelevant in your resume. Now, you are going to ask me, Lee, when should I use numbers? And the answer to that is sales or like leadership and management roles. Sometimes you will want to put a little bit of numbers. They especially like directors and salespeople, they will always need numbers. But for everybody else, and I'm not just including software developers, I mean like accountants and, yeah, ironically, accountants don't want a lot of numbers either. Accountants and human resources people and other recruiters, is you don't want to put all these numbers in, right? You want to try to avoid putting in numbers as much as you can. So one of the reasons you're not getting as many interviews is just like you don't write what we want. Like, if it's not here, I don't care about it. And why would I care about satisfaction scores by 25% and reduce customer reported issues by 40% by resolving a critical performance bottleneck for a key client and blah, 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 blah. That's not what I need. No job description is asking you that. Now, this, I'm going to actually say, is a good use of numbers. When you're showing leadership, you actually want a little bit of numbers. And for a senior developer, you may be going into a lead role or a staff role. In this case, you will need to mentor people. And this is an appropriate use of those numbers. Mentored for junior developers. Okay, that's good. That way it tells me how many you mentored. I like that. But then the rest of this, I don't care, right? Instilling best practices, no, I don't care about that. Problem solving skills, accountability. No, I just want you to say like mentored for junior developers on Java, RESTful API, microservices, and how best office practices or something. So the problem with your resume is you put in enough stuff that you're trying to impress me. You will not impress me. You will not impress the hiring manager with this. All right. Stop trying to. If at any point your resume is not showing the basic qualifications, it fails. That's all a resume is. It's basic qualifications. Everybody overcomplicates it. Like, the people that do not overcomplicate it are the ones that get jobs. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a product marketing manager, which is different than a product manager. So again, you have to be very specific about the titles that you look for, because they're not always the same. So for a product marketing manager, what we are looking for is your degree. That was in almost all of them. I need to see that. B2B, SaaS, or tech. Meet deadlines and hold teams to deadlines. That was pretty big. Cross-functional or matrix. Those are huge. Manage multiple projects. I need to see that you manage multiple projects. This is where you can put in a number. How many projects you managed. That is critical. The tools you use. So Salesforce, HubSpot, CRM, some AI stuff. And then how you succeeded and the impact of your success. A lot of people focus on more like what they did to get to the success rather than like how you implemented a broad overview of the success to actually show you the impact. And by impact, I don't mean 20% or 40%. I mean, what was the purpose of it, right? Like, if I increased 30% candidate feedback, that's not what I'm looking for. If I said, which increased our number of hires dramatically or something, right? I want to know the actual result of what it was. So then I want to see that you manage a product from beginning to end. I want to see that you used data to succeed. And then I want to see that you have made tech stuff understandable for both technical and non-technical audiences. This you will see in a lot of my videos because that is major. So can I find that in 20 seconds? This person has a 150 ratio, which is how many applications it takes to get an interview. So actually 150 plus. So this is probably a terrible resume. So let's see if I can find it and go. All right. Don't care about this. Education is good. That's fine. Oh my gosh, this is hard to read. Okay. What? Leveraged app, improved discoverability? What? With 21 user base, lapsed, pre-diagnosed. Okay, I'm not looking for any of that. What is this? I don't know what this is. All right. What did you tell me? International student. Ooh, your ratio is already going to tank because of that. Unfortunately, it is just a lot harder for people that are internationals to get a job right now. Has an MBA, so going to go into an OPT. You are in the U.S. from a T50 university. I don't know if that matters as much. With 3+ years experience in pharmaceutical. Okay. Trying to move into pharma medtech. Just completed a summer internship, and it took me 1,300 applications. Yeah, no word. Like, if your resume looks like this for your internship, that would make sense. This is a terrible resume. Trying to get some feedback on my master's resume as I want to create a few iterations for different roles. Smart. That's how you do it. Such as PM, PMM, brand manager, and general marketing as I'm graduating in 3 months and starting my job hunt now. I've been having an average of 3 coffee chats a week so far. What is that? I understand what a coffee chat is, but why is a coffee chat valuable? Does that actually do anything? Because probably doesn't. Like, again, I don't know if coffee chats matter. Maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I've just never had a coffee chat from a candidate turn into an interview, even. Not even just an offer, just an interview. So your big problem with this resume is everything. And I'm not trying to be flippant or make a joke. It's just not a good resume. So you are going to need to start again from scratch. So what I need you to do is, look at this, right? This is right here. This is how you do it. And the actual guide on my website is there. I would read that guide because that will tell you how to create your resume, because this is a nightmare. So first off, if you just highlighted all of this and you hit Control B twice on your keyboard, it would make it better. Nothing here should be bolded. Absolutely nothing. Nothing here should be bolded. So beyond the bolding, again, you have a profile. Nope, don't want to delete the contact. Contacts is needed. You do not need this section. This part can be safely deleted. Nothing here can be used. Now we get into the bullet points. And the problem with these bullet points, besides the bolding, is that none of this is what I'm looking for, right? Like, where does it see B2B? I don't see it. That was in a lot. Where is it SaaS? I don't see it. Maybe because it's medical, you could replace the B2B with medical stuff. That's entirely probable. But where's deadlines? You didn't mention any deadlines. Where's cross-functional? No, I don't see it. There it is, all the way at the bottom. No one's getting this far down. You can't even see it on my screen. It's so far down. And again, nothing here counts. I can't use anything here. This is needed. Keep your contact information. Sorry. Then what else am I looking for besides cross-functional? Or maybe it's matrix. No, I didn't see matrix. What about manage multiple projects? Multiple. No, I don't see that either. And I'm reading these and I don't see how it shows that you manage multiple projects. What about Salesforce? No. Okay, maybe HubSpot. No. What about CRM? No, which is customer relationship management platform, I believe. So no, I don't see that either. Anything with AI, which you may not need as much because you're medical. How you succeeded? No, I don't see that. Again, you told me like how you did stuff, but I need to know what was the point of that stuff? Like, why was delivering strategic recommendations to leadership necessary? Why was mapping customer journeys needed? Why was ASO, which I don't even know what that is, necessary? I don't know. Why was app discoverability important? You did not tell me. So again, you don't tell me anything in this. Value propositions. Yeah, why do I care, right? Remember, you are talking to somebody whose knowledge of this is probably lackluster, or somebody who does actually know it, but is not hired for 10 years and the lingo has changed. So you're trying to like impress me with a bunch of crazy stuff. You even wrote it in the message, like, I'm from a tier 50. I don't care. Maybe if this was a software engineer role, I might care if it was a T50 school for an entry level for like startups. But like, why do I care? You have to show me why I care, and you don't, because this is what I need. You don't show me any of this. You're trying to impress me. You're trying to allude to your qualifications by saying, oh, look at what I did. And I don't care. I just need to know that you succeeded at managing multiple projects from beginning to end. I want to know that you met your deadlines and kept people meeting those deadlines. I want to know that you were able to explain these complex technical topics to people that cannot turn on their monitors. And you did not tell me any of that. So you need to completely redo all of this. This is why you're failing, is because you're trying so hard to show that this is how good I am, and you can't. I swear to you all, resumes cannot show you how good you are. That's not what they're there for. That's like trying to use a car as a microwave, right? Like, yeah, maybe you could heat up an egg on the engine, but it's not built for it, and it's just going to be messy and probably taste bad. That's the same problem here. You just need to show me you meet these minimum qualifications. You need to show me where you did it, how you did it, and the reason and result of doing it. And that'll get you a job. Next, resume. This is a resume of a full stack developer. I think this is a full stack developer. This person just sent me their name as their title by mistake. And they don't have a ratio, as they wanted to have an expert's unbiased opinion on my resume. And I know it's a lot of info, and I don't know what to include and what to exclude. So I'm assuming you're looking for your first full-time role after this internship. I am guessing. I don't actually fully know for sure. Also, I am a US-based recruiter, and I don't fully know other countries as well, recruitment style. So, can I find what I'm looking for in a full stack in 20 seconds, which I already said previously, so I don't need to re-see this. Said this. Go. All right, for don't care, don't get. Next.js, okay. TypeScript, good. Nothing. API, Python, RESTful APIs. And Node.js. It's not... Your resume is not good, but it's not terrible. Like, I think this may be a 1 in 75 to a 1 in 100 ratio, which is not good, but it would get you some interviews. So my biggest problem with this is, if I'm looking for a full stack dev, your very first sentence needs to say TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. You can replace the TypeScript with another backend language. Sometimes that is the case, but I absolutely need to see JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. And the problem is, you said Tailwind CSS, which the recruiter may not know is in fact CSS. It's very rare for me to find a role that says Tailwind CSS specifically, so I would just put CSS instead. So instead, I want to see developed a front end using blah 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 blah. All right. So, and also, I don't care about Zustand. So you had some of the qualifications I needed. Also, your education needs to be up at the top, but you just did not tell me enough, right? This has maybe 60 to 65% of what I needed, which is on the edge of moving forward, but I just don't have enough of it, right? You filled it with a bunch of other stuff too, like architected the backend system using what? How did you do that? I need to know. I don't necessarily care that you contributed to multiple projects with bug fixes. I need to know how you architected it. I don't really care about LLP's guest application or Eklava. I do care that it's an education platform. I do care about this part right here, which is good. And I don't know what Zustand is, right? Like, your resume has extra stuff in it. So again, I don't want to say this is terrible, because it's not. Like, you still at least write what I need, but I need more. Like, where is HTML and JavaScript? That's really critical. Where is SQL? Where is... Actually, those are the big ones I'm missing. Honestly, if you have that and you clean this up a little bit, it'll be better. So yeah, my big problem is that you just don't tell me enough. I want to see HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML in basically the first one of almost all of these. And then I also want to do the other stuff. So again, Node.js, Next.js is good, React is great, TypeScript is good. I just need the order. I need you to be more focused on what you write, because I don't really care about like this part as much. I don't really care about most of what's here besides Node.js. Sometimes AI is good. I don't care about anything here. I don't care about anything here except maybe AI. And I don't care about anything here. So there's a lot of wasted space. So just focus on what they're actually looking for in full stack, and I think you're going to do fine. Let's go to the next resume. This is a software engineer intern, and what we look for in a software engineer intern is honestly not that complicated. People way overcomplicate it. We're really just looking for your degree, a basic knowledge of the tech stack, or basically the basic knowledge of whatever industry you're interning in. So same for accountants and, well, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but yeah. So but we also need to know the ability to work well with others, takes direction and criticism. That is huge for an intern. So can I find that in 20 seconds? Let's go. Python good, API, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I have the tech. Can you work well with others? Maybe. Projects, optimized. Okay, so yeah, could I move this forward? Maybe, right? So sometimes you can move an intern forward if they have a lot of other internships because it means they are able to work well with others. It's kind of like a confirmation thing but let's see what this person said. I've applied to 300 places and gotten 3 interviews so far. That's not horrible for an internship. That's not great, but it's not horrible. So here's what I would like you to do. I want you to refocus on a lot of this stuff, right? So, developed internal tooling for cloud infrastructure teams, leveraging Python services, automation, and infrastructure as code to improve developer productivity across multiple teams. That's not horrible, but I think you could rewrite it as develop... Oh, my phone is ringing. Is this critical? No, it is not. I can ignore it. Developed internal tools for our cloud infrastructure team using Python infrastructure as code, parentheses IAC, to assist our developers across multiple teams. Then we get to the second one, and I'd like a little bit more about how you worked as a team as well. Built a backend service that integrated with our API to parse Terraform. And the problem is, I don't care about this part, right? Again, you're trying to impress me. Stop trying to impress me. You will not succeed. I just need you to keep the basic stuff. The basic qualification is what we're looking for. Improved patient trial matching with open API, reducing I don't care about the transaction costs. I just need to know how else you did it. So yeah, you need a little bit clearer bullet points. You're trying to write corporate-y. Don't write like corporate. You really don't want to do that in your resume. In your emails, yeah, sure. But not in your resume. You don't want to write it like that. And I need to know how you worked well with other people. I need to know that you took direction and criticism. A better sentence than all of this would be, built a back-end service with the team as they gave me critique on my code so I could implement it for our weekly one-on-one meetings where I would do X. That would be a fantastic bullet point, but I don't see that. And again, this is okay, but you're trying to focus on how good you are, and that doesn't matter. Once you're in the interview, that's when it matters. That's when you show how good you are. But for this, I just need to know you have a basic knowledge of the tech stack. I need to see your degree, which I do see. I need you to delete this because this doesn't matter. And I need to see that you can work well with other people and take direction and criticism. That's what I need. So again, is this the worst resume ever? No, absolutely not. It's not that terrible. It's not great. Again, I think this would be a D minus probably. That's what about a 1 in 100 is about a D minus. But it could definitely be a lot better, a lot clearer, a lot less corporate-y. And that is it for me for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you ever need more help, you can join me on my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter so that I can get you ahead of your job search.